Hi Floss Tube, I am Rebecca. I am the Route 66 Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. It's a channel mainly about cross-stitching and some other decorative surface embroidery techniques that I do sometimes. If you've been here before, thanks for stopping back. I do appreciate all the comments and support that I have gotten. If you're new here, thanks for stopping and checking me out. I'm going to get started with some full finished, some FFOs. If you watched the last one, you knew that I wasn't allowed to start anything. I was putting some pressure on myself. Not allowed to start any new projects until I'd actually completely finished all of the items that are going out for holiday gifts this year. And so I have done that. And the first one I'm going to show you is this special one that I actually had designed by Sassy Stitch for me, and that is Gobsmacked. And Gobsmacked, the frame came in, so I was able to get it framed up and finished off the back with, here you go, fabric that I found wadded up in a bag in the bad project closet. I have no idea what it's from, but it worked out very nicely. So Gobsmacked is complete and ready to be put in the box. Actually, all my stuff needs to go through a very vigorous defurring process prior to wrapping any of it, but there's no reason to do any of that until I have it ready to be wrapped. This is the dance. This is the Mori. Let me see if I can get focus. Yeah, these are the Mori dancers called the dance that I finished into the pillow. I put a charcoal wool on the back, and it's just a standard 12 by 12 insert, which is why the corners aren't quite as crisp. But I wasn't going to do poly for all of this, and I just made it an envelope just to be easy. And there you go. The dance is done as well. It just needs to be defurred, as everything in my house needs to be defurred. The next thing I have is the Biscornu. This Biscornu is the Butterfly Biscornu by Durene Jones, and I had gotten all of the stitches done a couple weeks ago. I just hadn't cut it out and put it together, and voila, and Butterfly Biscornu by Durene Jones is completed. And then the back side, and there we go. And that turned out really nice. So that's ready to go as well. I do have another couple of full finishes that are not technically holiday gifts, but since I had to pull the sewing machine out of the closet and set it all up, I've decided to go ahead and get it done. And one of them is the Blue Flower Moo the Merrier that I had stitched a while ago. Again, I own an embarrassing amount of the Moo the Merrier patterns, and I had purchased the assorted sulky Moo the Merrier collection with the pattern, so felt it was time to get those out. And this is what she looks like. And she's a pretty queen, and every queen deserves some jewels in their crown, so I beaded her a little bit, give her a little bit of depth. She's looking kind of flat, and she's looking kind of flat because of the fact that this is her insert, and I did this finish as an envelope, and then the insert is an envelope, and then the insert is filled with lavender from my garden. So I have a lot of lavender bushes, and it's part of why I'm sounding so froggy. I'm deathly allergic to it, so I cut it every year, and I dry it in my garage, and then I have to sit out in my yard to glean the buds after they dry, and I'm out there and I'm coughing and I'm sneezing and the tears just dripping down my face, and my neighbors always stop and ask if I'm having a breakdown or something. But that's just needs to be put in there. And I think I know who might get that for the holidays this year. The next one I finished was the Ink Circles, The Queen That Was. I just love her. I think she's fabulous. And this is done with the Called Force. And it's on an unnamed linen bit bag that I bought from Mystic Fabrics way back when. She's a pretty queen. She actually came with some jewels in her crown, so didn't do too much extra. I did give her a little bead for her gold tooth. There, yeah, a little bead for her gold tooth. And she is also finished as an envelope, and she is stuffed with lavender. So she's also got the envelope full of lavender. I got this idea of doing the envelopes because they're refillable. So when it loses its smell, you can actually recharge your sachet appropriate. And this is actually for a friend of mine whose entire house, I think her entire life is decorated with skulls. So that's Christmas for her, and that's The Queen That Was. And I'm going to go put those outside of my garage so I don't have to smell those. So hold, please. All right. So yes, that's what I have fully finished. I have also, since it was sitting in my closet and I hadn't done anything with it yet, I don't know that it's fully finished. I just haven't found a trim that I like for it yet. And that is Bowl Full of Scaries, Scary 2 by Plum Street Samplers. And this is, it was a kit, so the fibers are the actual, well, other than the cat fur, are the actual call for, because it came as a kit. And then the linen is an unnamed linen that I had. And then I finished the back with some leftover wool that I had from the Queen Bee, the Save the Bee pillow. So, and again, I haven't found trim that I like for that yet, so this is something to be worked on in the future. I'm not going to work on that right now. I also have another one that is almost finished, since I actually made a lot of progress and all the holiday gifts are done, at least the stitchy gifts are done. I allowed myself to start a new project, and I actually got it almost, I have all the stitching finished. I finished it last night, and that's the kit from Ink Circles, the Colorful World Striped Skunk kit. And I finished stitching it last night. All I have to do is sew it together and stuff it, of course. So that's a finished object in FO. So I was going to have that in a bigger space later. I also have worked a little, this is my whip for the week. I have worked a little on the Blackwork SAL, the weekly Blackwork SAL, and I'm up to week 19 now, which is this long week, which is where the words go if you want words, or if you just want to fill it. I would like to actually focus on this a little bit. I want to get to about a third of the way through the year, since we're almost at the end. And I haven't even started on the decorative border yet, but this is something that I actually was able to get up to week 19 in the past week. So there we go. That's my whip. The skunk had actually been a whip too, until I actually stayed up late and finished it last night. What do I have in terms of plans? Because of the fact that I'm now allowed to start stuff, I do have a lot of plans. And the first thing that is going to be on the list, of course, is this butterfly Biscornu from Meridian Designs that I picked up at Needlework Galleria. And I put together a dinky dye kind of conversion for it. I need to find, I need to go through my stash and find a fabric for this, but I'm going to start this. as soon as I get a couple more weeks into the Blackwork, and of course the Peaceful Pondering Biscornu. Whoops, boom, there we go. The Peaceful Pondering Biscornu, which came with this beautiful fabric. This is a kit that came with this beautiful fabric from Under the Seas fabric, and all of the floss. So I'm really looking forward to getting started with these. And I do apologize. Now that lavender's really got me going today. I wouldn't harvest it, except that there are a lot of people that really like it, and I just take it to work, and people really like that they get it fresh lavender every year, so it's worthwhile. It makes people happy. Another thing that I'm going to work on, the kit that came from Ink Circles for one of the round robins, the 2 birds in a hand. I'm going to start on this. This is actually only about 50 by 30 to stitch, but it's the one that came with the really, really cute cross stitch fabric. So I want to see if I can't get this banged out. And so that's on the list as well. Another thing that's on my list that I've been wanting to do for a while and I just haven't gotten around to it is Jackalopian Tapestry by Lindy Stitches. So I have this fully kitted up, using some of the called for, but not all, because my linen is a kind of a yellow-orange, so some of the colors of the floss were too close, so I've had to do some conversions on this. I'd like to get this started. And then Plum Street Samplers, Bigfoot Bunch, Paulette Stewart. I have kitted and ready to go with some of the called for, mostly not. And then I have these, which I'm really looking forward to doing. Because I bought the sulkies, excuse me, not silkies, but sulky kit. And since I have an embarrassing number of the Moo the Merrier, I did purchase, I have a ton of ink circles, the Hey Diddle Slick Fiddle. And so what I'm going to do with these is I'm actually going to do them together on one fabric. This way. There we go. I'm going to do these together on one fabric. Got to figure out something, how to get around, not necessarily that one, but this one down here in this corner where there's a big bush with flowers on it that don't align with the fence on this one. But that's okay. I'll figure it out somehow or another. And I'm doing it on Dreamy. With the sulky called for. So that'll be fun. And then I think it's going to be probably a project bag when I'm done with it. And so what do I have in terms of haul? I have for haul, I do have my Fiberlicious Fibers monthly silk club. Something Wicked This Way Comes was October. It's beautiful, beautiful black and a dark navy right here. Can't tell the difference between them. No, but just beautiful colors again from her. And my only other haul was I have a very small little local wool shop, not too far from here. It's just a little hole in the wall, and you couldn't put one more treasure in it if you tried. And they carry Baldani. They carry all the pearl for applique. And I'm using these colors. So I purchased these colors. And we do Pick Your Own Pumpkin, which I think I showed you before. And I'm also going to do Olde Orchard. And this is big. This is really big. This pattern is 8.5 by 11. It's an entire sheet of letter size paper. And the circles are actually wool applique, and then you punch needle around it. So again, I got the colors, and then I bought in their little bit bin a lot of different wool squares to cut those out. And I was looking at this going, that's a lot of these for the background. And so I did some research, and I did find out that, lo and behold, did you know that you could buy weaver's cloth that has been hand dyed? I did not need to know that. So I bought weaver's cloth that's been hand dyed. It's from thebonniebee.com. It's a little Etsy shop, small business, and she did a great job. I got some neutrals and some fall colors. So this is the sugar maple. And then prim tan, which is just a little darker. There you go. Which is a really nice neutral. And probably my favorite is a fall color that's called Falling Leaves. And Pumpkin. And Sandalwood, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing the tree on. So she has pretty much any kind of color that you could possibly want for punch needle. Also, this is embroidery cloth. If you embroider, this works really, really well. And the theory is if you actually have the colored weaver's cloth, you don't need to do a full background of punch needle. So it actually uses a lot less floss, and you could actually do a punch. You know, part of the charm of this pattern, though, is the background. We'll have to see. I'm going to go ahead and punch it and do the wool applique and see what it looks like. And then if I need to go back to put in the background to make it really work, I can do that. But I'm going to start with the tree first as well. And that's it. That's all I got. I got a lot of plans. So, again, thank you for watching. I do appreciate you stopping by and checking me out and continuing to come back for those of you who do. Again, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time around. Bye.